How's it going, everyone? How are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, aka The Lonely Hermit, and today we're getting into another tier list video. This is basically part 1 of 8. So over the next 8 weeks, I'll be releasing tier list videos, bonus on the weekend, over these 8 different topics. Now we're starting with, as you can probably see by the Pokemon list right there, Gen 1 Pokemon. We're going to be going through each generation, 1 through 8, ranking all the Pokemon. Then we're going to flip it and go back and do shinies, because some Pokemon really drop in my ranking. Some of them go up because their shinies are amazing. However, this is just them at their base form. This is just their shinies normally. They're not shinies, they're normal appearances. This is purely based off my opinion as well. But before we get into it, if you guys are new here, please subscribe, leave a like on the video. Go check out my Twitter and Instagram in the description. They're both at Hermit_. Drop a follow while you're there. And while you're checking out my Twitter, go ahead and send me your tier list. You can send me Twitter, Instagram, either one. I prefer Twitter because it's a bit easier, but you can go ahead and send it either where. It doesn't really matter. Show me your guys' tier list. I'm really curious about your Gen 1 tier list. Now, to quickly go over the tiers though, I changed the names. It was S, A, B, C, D, just like the last one, but I changed it to solid. I mean, no, the first one is God. Like, they're really good, great design, solid Pokemon all around. I love it. Solid it's a solid Pokemon. It's good. It's very solid, definitely above average. Not quite God, not quite down to good. Solid. Good is average. It's pretty average. Good, decent design, decent Pokemon. I had a good experience with it. Again, this is my opinion based off my experiences with the Pokemon, based off when I've faced it, when I've used it, all that. Can't say I've used every single Pokemon 100%. Can't confirm that. I've used a few of them, a huge number of them, but I haven't used everyone. Next tier is decent. It's got decent design. I wouldn't say it's below average, but it's okay. It's all right. And then it's kind of below average compared to everyone else. Don't quite like it nearly as much. I don't really dislike any Pokemon. I don't like every Pokemon. I just like some more than others. Or I don't dislike any real Pokemon. I just like a lot more than others. So keep that in mind while I'm ranking them. Now I'm going to try and spend let's get right into it. I'm going to try and spend about 15 to 30 seconds. No, just less than 15 to 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds in each Pokemon. Less than like 20 seconds because we have 150 Pokemon. 151. And I'm stalling again. So let's get right into it. Bulbasaur goes in good. Nah, Bulbasaur goes in solid. Ivysaur, we're gonna drop in decent. It's a very okay design. It's a little intermediate between Bulbasaur and Venusaur. I think Venusaur is good. Oh, by the way, real quick, this tier list does have Megas. We're not doing Megas. The Megas will get their own tier list video. It's not in this one yet. So no Megas in this one. Charmander, Charmander's decent. Charmeleon, it's pretty good. Charizard has to go in God. This line definitely gets better as it goes on, for sure. Charmander's okay. Charmeleon's pretty good. Charizard, of course, God, especially not really considering the Megas and all that, but especially later on when he gets all that stuff, he gets even better. But for me, Squirtle, God, 100%. Wartortle, good. And Blastoise, God. I love Squirtle, the Squirtle line. Wartortle is okay compared to Blastoise, compared to Squirtle. I love these two so much. They are my absolute favorite starters. Tied with Infinite. We'll get to Gen 4 eventually, but tied with Infinite, they're my best favorite starters. Beat my first games with them, so naturally I have a bit of nostalgia and good feelings towards them. Now Caterpie is good. Metapod is Beautyfly is solid. Not much to say there. Metapod is just literally a cocoon Pokemon. Like it's very boring. Caterpie's decent design, nice bug Pokemon. Butterfree, great, especially when its Gigantamax comes along. That is fantastic. Moving on to the Weedle line. Weedle is decent. I'm not a big fan of Weedle. It's okay. It's okay. It does the job, I guess. It's a bug type. Looks like a bug type. It does the job. It is what it is. Kakuna, again, another cocoon Pokemon. Not a big fan of that. Beedrill goes in solid. I like Beedrill's design. Is it the best this Pokemon? No, probably not, but it's got a solid design. I really like it. Imagine if this was running at you. This thing is freaking terrifying, so naturally I'm gonna put it there. I think it's a very solid design. Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, great Pokemon. But Pidgey's good. So is Pidgeotto. They're good. Pidgeot though is solid. I wouldn't quite put them in God. They're solid though. Probably at the top of solid. I like Pidgeot. Pidgeot's a very good design. Pidgey obviously is classic. but not much better than good for me. I feel like that's about same with Pidgeotto. It's about the same. It's literally Pidgey is Pidgeotto just with little hair and bigger tail. It's just a little bit bigger. That's really it. And I mean, I guess Pidgeot's about the same, but I don't know. To me, the more focus on the like beige in the design is really nice for Pidgeotto or Pidgeot. Moving on to Rattata, Raticate. Rattata's good. I like its design. It's decent. Raticate though. Well, I guess by that, nah, I think it would go decent for both of them. They're decent. Not bad, not great. Not even good. They're not bad though. So I'll just kind of put them in that middle ground. These two I don't like. I don't like Spearow, don't like Fearow. Not a big fan of them. Well, like I said, I said I liked every single Pokemon and I say don't like them. There are some Pokemon I don't like, I dislike, but there are a lot more that I do like. So anyways, Ekans and Arbok. Ekans is decent. I love Arbok's design. Would I put it in solid though? I'd put it in solid. I think I'd put it in solid. I like Arbok's design. It's a pretty good design. Pretty terrifying, to be honest with you. Imagine running into a snake that look like that. So anyways, moving on. Pikachu, solid. And I think I'd put Raichu up there with them. I like the Pikachu line. I like both of them, Pikachu and Raichu. They're both great Pokemon. I love them both. I know he's the mascot, so naturally put him a little bit higher. A lot of people probably would, but I do like their designs. I like them. I like using them as well. I always picked up a Pikachu and Raichu and FireRed LeafGreen. So not just because it's a mascot, but because I actually used it a lot. And I like Raichu. I like Alolan Raichu as well. Moving on to Sandshrew, Sandslash. Sandshrew is decent. Sandslash though, solid design. I love Sandslash. Sandslash is so good. We'll go over its shiny later on. Its shiny is, but its regular appearance is solid. I like its design. It's a pretty good. It's a decent Pokemon, stat wise and all that. It's not the greatest, but it's a good design, and I liked using it back in the day. Now the Nido lines, both the male and female, starting with the Queen line. Nidoran get. I feel like honestly this line gets better as it goes on, and so I'm gonna do that. I love the Nidoking and Nidoqueen. I love them. They are up there as favorite poison types, definitely top 5. I think Crobat would probably take the cake there, but the two of them would be right there behind him. I love both of these Pokemon, so naturally for me, they go in God for me. I love them, and like I said, the line kind of gets better as it goes on. I would honestly prefer Nidorino over Nidorina, but I prefer Nidoran female over Nidoran male. And then these two are kind of equal, to be honest with you. I don't really have a preference towards either of them. I like both their designs. They're both very solid. Yeah. So moving on to Clefairy and Clefable. I would put Clefable in good, and I'll put Clefairy in also good. And they're both good. They're both good. I would put them both in that tier. They're both good. Not great, not bad. Good. Now moving on to the Ninetales line. Ooh, I love me some Vulpix and Ninetales. Their designs are amazing. Are they the greatest Pokemon? Again, not really, but they are. Their designs are so good. Their designs are so good. I love their designs so much. And yeah. Moving on, we have Luck. If you watch our FireRed Nuzlocke, Luck, solid. I mean, God. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably put Wigglytuff in solid, Jigglypuff in good. Igglybuff would probably go in M, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of baby Pokemon. I'm really not. So when we get to Igglybuff, it's definitely getting all the way down there. But moving on, Zubat, Golbat, no Crobat. I would put Zubat in decent, Golbat in good. Not great. I have a bad taste in my mouth about Zubat because of how many you have to run into in caves. It's so frustratingly annoying. But I guess it's any cave Pokemon. I just feel like I always saw Zubat the most. But I feel like Golbat gets better. The line definitely gets better as it goes on, in my opinion. Moving on to the Oddish line. Oddish. I would put Oddish. Where would I put Oddish? I would put Oddish in decent. Same with Gloom. They're not great. I mean, I get what they're going for. Not great, not bad. I would put Vileplume. Good, solid. I would say good. Borderline solid. Good design for Vileplume. Not the greatest though. Not the greatest in my opinion. Paris and Parasect, not great. Don't really like their designs. They're okay at best. That's it. I really don't like their designs. I'm not a big fan of them. Moving on to Venonat and Venomoth. I don't particularly like Venonat, but I do really like Venomoth. I do like Venomoth's design. It's a very solid design. I would throw it in good. It's a pretty good. It does the job. It's a good design, pretty average, but it's solid. Diglett and Doug Trio. Diglett, I mean, that's the thing. If I put them in one spot, I kind of have to put them together. I would put them in decent. They're good. They're okay. They're not great. They're okay. I don't particularly like their designs. They are pretty annoying when you have to go through Diglett Cave. They have Arena Trap that can be really annoying. And we still don't know what Diglett looks like underneath the surface. And I don't know if I want to know, but that'd be terrible. I think that'd be really scary, actually. I don't know what's underneath there. But anyways, Meowth and Persian Persian. I know how to pronounce it. Okay, don't come at me. Meowth. Purely game, not taking into account the anime. Purely game. I'd put in decent. It's a decent design. Persian, I'd put higher at good. I think Persian's got a much better design than Meowth. And even though it's not the most viable Pokemon, it's still pretty good in my opinion. Psyduck, decent. Golduck, also decent. I'm not a big fan of them. They're okay. They're decent. That's why I put them in that category, obviously. I don't know. I've used the Golduck before, and it was okay. I think I used it in white too. And it was alright. It was alright. It did what it had to do as a water type / psychic type, but it was alright. It was what it was. Moving on to Mankey and Primate. Mankey's decent. Primate's definitely good though. Mankey, no, I'll put them together. Actually, I'll put them together. They're both pretty good. I like their designs. They're solid. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep. All the way up there. Growlithe, Arcanine, don't even argue with me. Up there. The good boys. They're good boys. They do not belong anywhere else. They are God tier. Don't even try. God tier, 100% all the way. Poliwag, Poliwrath. Poliwag's cute, good design. Poliwhirl's decent. It is what it is. I like Poliwrath's design. Poliwrath is pretty good there. I feel like the middle evolution there kind of suffers a bit. Poliwhirl's a little basic, a little and then it gets to Poliwhirl. I know Poliwhirl's just kind of buffed up, but it works. It works. It looks like Poliwrath is what Poliwag should have evolved into right away, but that's just me. Oh yeah, these three. Would I put Abra all the way up there? I put Abra in good. I put Kadabra in good as well. But Alakazam for me is God tier. I love Alakazam so much. Alakazam, top tier. Love it. Machop, Machoke, Machamp. I would put Machop. Good. Decent. Same with Machoke. Machamp. Solid. I don't know if I would put Machamp in God. But Machop and Machoke, I don't know. Their designs don't entirely do it for me. And it's really not until Machamp that that whole line kind of hits its stride, and that's when I really start to like it. But I don't know if I put Machamp in God. It's borderline. Same as Pidgeot. It's kind of borderline God. It's right there, but high solid for Machamp. Now Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and Victory Bell. Bellsprout's very Weeping Bell's very Victory Bell's decent. Victory Bell's decent. Not the biggest fan of that line, honestly, especially when there's Vileplume. The Oddish line, in my opinion, is a lot better than the Bellsprout line. I much prefer that line, especially in all these games. I much prefer Oddish over Bellsprout. It's not even close for me. Tentacruel and Tentacool. Tentacool's decent. Tentacruel's actually. Tentacruel's good. I like Tentacruel. We'll put it in good. We'll put Tentacruel in decent. Tentacruel, it's good. It's a good design. Now another line where the middle evolution kind of suffers. Geodude, Graveler, Golem. Geodude's decent. Graveler's very Golem though, very solid design. I really like Golem's design. Don't know if I'll put it God. I think Solid's a good spot for him. But again, another evolution line where the middle evolution really suffers. I'm not a big fan of Graveler. Never have, never will. I don't think it's very, very mediocre design. Geodude's decent. I mean, I know it's just a rock with a fist, but I don't know. It's very weird to me. It's a decent design. But Golem, I really like Golem's design. The glow up here is insane. It's really insane. But that's about where I would put them. Ponyta line. Good. I think they're both good. I'd probably put Rapidash above Ponyta, actually. I like Rapidash a lot. I'd probably put it above Ponyta in that sense. Gotta lower it a bit because the tiers are starting to take up a lot of space. Slowpoke, Slowbro, solid. Slowpoke. good. Slowpoke's good. Not great, good. I would say that. I would say it's good. Moving on to Magnemite, Magnemite. I feel like they kind of go together because it's literally just I think they're good. I like Magnemite, Magneton, and then eventually Magnezone. I like the three of them. Both these two right now. Without Magnezone, yeah, I think low good is good for them. That's about where I would put them there. Moving on to Farfetch'd. I like Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is a cool single evolution. Wish he would get an evolution. Well, actually, no, he did. I forgot about Farfetch'd. He did eventually get an evolution. Got the love he deserved. So Farfetch'd, definitely a good Pokemon. I wouldn't put it any higher. I think on standing alone by itself, Galarian Farfetch'd, different story. Regular Farfetch'd, I think good's a good spot for him. Dodrio, I would put... Doduo is very Dodrio's good, I guess. Would I put it decent? I'd put it good. Very low good. Close to decent. It's an okay design. Seal and Dugong, they're so dopey. I really like their designs. Especially Seal. Look at Seal. Look at Seal's sprite. Look how dopey it is. And then look at Dugong. Oh, I really like their designs. They're good designs. Moving on to Grimer and Muck. Grimer is very decent. I'd put Grimer actually. I'd put Muck in decent. I might put them both in decent, honestly. I'm not the biggest fan of Muck. I'm not the biggest fan of Muck and Grimer. I'm gonna put them both in They're okay. They're they are what they are. Cloyster, Shelter. Cloyster's decent design. Shelter's I think I just went off the screen. Hold on. That should be good. Hopefully you guys can still see the Pokemon. I had to quickly zoom out because we're running out of space. Alright. Yeah, Grimer, Muck, okay. Shelter, I mean, it's a little cute, but I guess, but it's very, For me, Cloyster is a little bit better, so that's why I put it in decent. But moving on to the Ghastly line, I actually think all three of them are pretty great, honestly. I would put these two in solid. I'd put Gengar in God, though. Haunter is very close. I actually really like Haunter's design. Out of the three of them, I think I'd still put Gengar above Haunter, but I still really like Haunter's design. Ghastly is a pretty good design. I know it's just a ball of gas, but I don't know. It just works for me. Solid. I like it. Onyx, a rock snake. It's decent. It's a decent design. Not great, not bad. When you don't factor in Steelix, it's very decent. Even when you factor in Steelix, it's still kind of decent. But ooh, I don't know if you guys see the next ones there. Ooh, yeah, so we're just gonna throw Drowsy and then we're just gonna ignore that he exists. How about that? That's like that family member that you kinda don't talk to. Everyone tells you like, oh, don't talk to him, he's weird, you know? Just kinda leave him there. We'll leave him to the side. Alright, moving on to the Krabby and Kingler. I think Krabby's got a decent design. I think Kingler's definitely the better of the two, though. I like the big claw. It's way better. I like it more than Krabby. Moving on to Voltorb, Electrode. Their designs are they're okay. They are what they are. I mean, I like the little gimmick, fake Pokeball and all that stuff, but it is what it is. They're very okay. Moving on to Execute and Executor. Execute, because of all the faces, honestly, decent. If it wasn't for all the faces, like if it was just a singular face and a bunch of eggs around it, it probably would be but because of all the faces and all the different expressions they have, I'd put it in decent. Executor though, good, and I can comfortably say that he's in good. I like Executor's design, especially when they come out low in Executor. As stupid as it looks, I like that design, so I'll leave Execute in good, or Executor. Cubone and Marowak, because of their story and because their designs are pretty good. Solid. I think I'd put them in solid. I like them both. They're both very solid designs. And again, the story kind of made me cry a couple of times. Moving on to Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. I would throw Hitmonlee. I would throw them in good. A high good. Close to solid, but I think good is about where they would stay. Lickitung. He's decent. Yeah, it's a decent design. It's okay. It's not anything special. It doesn't really stand out to me. It's okay. Coughing, wheezing. Nah, I wouldn't put them in I'd put them in decent. Definitely better than Grimer and Muck in my opinion. They're not as bad as them. I don't particularly like their design, but it's decent. It's decent. Rhydon and Rhyhorn. Moving on to them. Rhyhorn is it's a very end design, but Rhydon I put in solid. The big glow up there, I like Rhydon a lot. I like Rhydon's design a lot. I just got a shiny not too long ago too, so I like Rhydon a lot. It's a very good Pokemon, very good design. Well, I'm a very good Pokemon, like in stats wise and stuff like that. But it's got a pretty solid design. It's a good looking Pokemon. Chansey. I'll put in good. I put it in good. I'm gonna put it lower. It's a decent design. It's not that good. It's not. I wouldn't put it with all those other ones in good. I think decent is about where it belongs. I think decent's where it belongs. Tangela. Tangela's right. Even when you factor in Tangrowth, I probably still wouldn't put Tangela that much higher. It's okay. It's alright. Kangaskhan, I like the design. I like the idea. I wouldn't put in solid, but I think good is a nice middle ground for it. Horsey and Seadra, solid. I like both of their designs, especially when Kingdra comes in. Oh, love it. Goldeen and Seaking. Goldeen I put in decent. Seaking put in It's an okay design. I prefer Goldeen to Seaking. I think Goldeen just looks better. I don't particularly like Seaking's design. It's a very weird design. Don't really like it. Not a big fan. Starmie, Staryu, decent. Starmie, good. Nice little glow up there. Their shinies are, but we're not talking about shinies. I need to stop mentioning shinies. We're not talking about shinies. Stop mentioning shinies. We're not talking about shinies. Starmie and Staryu, I think their designs are good. I like their designs. The glow up is nice. The changing color, the extra like arms, I guess, are nice. And I really like Starmie's design. Mr. Mime is decent. Not great. It's a little creepy to be honest sometimes, but I think I would just leave him in decent. I wouldn't say I don't think he's as bad as everyone else here, but I don't think he's particularly better than a lot of the Pokemon that are above him. Scyther, solid. Love Scyther's design. It's a pretty solid design. Not much to be said there. It's just a really cool Pokemon. I was about to say Mr. Jinx. Jinx is I don't really like Jinx, to be honest with you. Not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. Electabuzz and Magmar. Electabuzz I would put in good. Magmar I would also put in good. I think their next evolutions are much better, but these two are okay. They're okay middle ground Pokemon. Pinsir is decent. Pincer's decent. Not a great design. It's decent. Tauros is decent. Not great, not bad. Very high decent. Maybe good. Maybe I'll move it later. Magikarp, I actually like Magikarp's design. I'd put it in good. As dopey as it is, I really like his design. And then Gyarados, I wouldn't put in God. I would put in solid though. I'm not over the moon, regarding his design and him as a Pokemon, but I would still put it in solid at least. I don't think it goes any lower than that. For me, Lapras, also solid. I do like Lapras's design. Very cool Pokemon. Ditto. Concept alone, for me, pushes up to good. It's literally like a glob. But it transfers it to anything. And I think it's interesting, the theory that it's a failed Mew clone. I love that theory. So Ditto definitely goes in good for me. Oh, the tier list is getting too big now. I had to zoom out again. Eevee, good design. Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. I think I'd put them all in solid. Honestly, I like every evolution. I like all the evolutions. I love all their designs. Very unique to their typing, and I just really like all their designs, honestly. So for me, the three evolutions. Actually, no, I throw Eevee in there too. I think the three evolutions and Eevee are all very solid designs. Porygon's good. Porygon's good. Not great, not bad. It's good. Omanyte's decent. No, technically it should be up here because it is Lord Helix. Or is it Lord? Wait, which one is it? I don't remember which one's the thing. The god one, whatever. I'm gonna put it in good. I think I'd put I actually only put in decent, but I would put in decent. I'd put Amistar in good though. I like Amistar's design. Kabuto would go in good. Kabutops, solid. I do love Kabutops' design. Aerodactyl's good. Aerodactyl's good. Stats wise and all that, it's not the greatest, but it's got a good design. I've never actually used Aerodactyl, so maybe that would change my opinion, but I think I'd put Aerodactyl in good. Snorlax, I love Snorlax's design. What would I put it? It's good. It's good. I'm not particularly over the moon over Snorlax, but I think I'd still put it in good, pretty high good. Now we're getting to the good ones here. The interesting ones, rather, not necessarily the good. Well, they are all good, to be fair. Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, the 3 legendary birds. Articuno is my favorite out of the 3, I think I would say. Well, out of the original 3, it probably goes Moltres, Articuno, then Zapdos, but I would definitely still put them all in God. I know it's kind of cliche to put legendaries in there, but they're actually Zapdos I would put in solid. I like Articuno Moltres a lot more than Zapdos. I think even with the Galarian forms, so I would still put them down there. Put them high up rather, but I would leave Moltres and Articuno in God, Zapdos in solid. Now Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. Dratini's good. Dragonair's good. Dragonite's solid. I don't think I'd put Dragonite quite in God. It was the like OG Dragon type, and Lance had like what 2 Dragonairs and a Dragonite. But Dragonite's design doesn't particularly stand out to me. It's a good design. It's a solid design, hence why I'm putting it there. But compared to a lot of the other Dragon types in the series, it doesn't always hold up. But I still put it in solid nonetheless. Now the final 2, Mewtwo and Mew. Cliche, I know, but I'm putting them in God. I love Mewtwo's design. I love Mew's design, especially Mew. I really love Mew. So I think I'd put them both in God. I don't think I'd put them in solid. I'd definitely put Mew in God. I would maybe drop Mewtwo to a solid. No, I like Mewtwo's design. A little bit of a basic God tier, I guess. I don't know if I would leave Charizard there though. I'd leave Charizard there. I feel like Charmeleon and Charmander don't hold up as well as Charizard, but I think Charizard still holds up all the way up there. But yeah, that's all of them ranked. Like I said, I'm not going over the megas in this video. The megas will get their own separate tier list. I'll do that some other week when I'm done ranking all the generational Pokemon. But yeah, those are all my Generation 1 Pokemon in the tier list form. There they are. Go ahead, come at me in the comments. But I want you guys to also send me your tier lists on Twitter, on Instagram, again at HermitLonely_. Go check out the socials. They're both in the description. And go check out the last tier list video I did for all the Pokemon games. And we also do have a Pokemon Heart Gold randomizer Nuzlocke going on right now. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Go check out socials in the description. Twitter and Instagram are both, again, at HermitLonely_. Please share the socials with your friends, family, everybody know. Let the people know Lonely Hermit's where it's at, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.